try and get a wicket as a fast bowler in these conditions. There we see it. That's comfortably over.
You want to set a strong platform when you're batting on a surface like this. Make sure that you're ahead of the game when the spinners come on to bowl, irrespective whether they've got experience or not. I think this will be good spin bowling conditions for them. So go at a good pace against pace and allow yourself the... with a lot of spin, and it puts a little bit of pressure on captain as well. You've got to read the pitch, you've got to define the roles of the spinners. With Bengal Flowers 1100 plus branches, open your account from nearest branch to enjoy various free services and earn Orbit rewards by maintaining or growing your balance. Rabada was a massive success for South Africa during the last ICC Champions Trophy, Champions World Test Championship cricket. Started off by bowling one on the pads, then a lovely in-swinging slant to get rid of Abdullah Shafiq.
Yeah, there was nothing he could have actually done, to be brutally honest, about Shafiq. The first delivery, as we see there, maybe we can have a look at that package again after this delivery. But what you'll notice is the first delivery, so you walk out in a test match, the first delivery you get nips away from Rabada. You think, okay, well, that's what he's going to try and do. The next one was a gentle leg stump half volley that you deal with easy. That's the delivery. Look at that, beats you out edge, and you think, okay, well, he's going to move the ball away, and then he hits it that area and nips it back. And there's not much you can do. Lengths, all three of them were good. And and then the consultation wanting to send it up. So when you walk out and open the batting and the new ball, as they're pronounced, seems sometimes there's nothing you can do, and I think that's one of the cases.
The other thing is how to deal with the natural variations. So for the bowler, I think the best job would be to hit that length and let the pitch do the rest. And for batsmen, I think it's important that they read the variations. So you guard against the little bit of in slant and the outswinging delivery as well. Could be a tough kick, even on a surface like this against pace.
Yeah, it is. It's when that new ball is in the hands, that's where South Africa have to use it. It's been a bit slow going. They're just coming to the end of their fifth over, and it's already half an hour. And I'm sure the over rate will go through the roof once the spinners start operating.
On the subject of spin, I think Aiden Markram will have to have a refined and a defined strategy. At times when you're involved as a skipper, in normal circumstances, you're good with how you handle pace, especially for a South African captain. But here, I think the bulk of the bowling will be done by the spinner. So you've got to have a fair idea of how you want to use them. Nicely played. Shan Masood looking good. It's 28 for 1 after 5. From 7:37.
A couple of test matches followed by a T20 series and then ODIs. The ODIs in Faisalabad, all three. Right, 5 overs into the test match and already a look at spin. Subrayan, right arm off spinner, 2 left-handers on strike. The off spinner introduced for a short leg and a slip.
Quite full, so just a single down the ground.
Amir Sohail with me. It's been quite an interesting start from South Africa.
Yeah, picking up a wicket in the first over, but you have to give credit to these Pakistani batters. They have handled the situation quite well, managed the new ball well, and it's going to be a different challenge from here on. Off spinner being introduced, and I think this move has a potential. With the left-handers up there in the middle, not a bad move.
And just be careful with the length. You don't want to be too full. Even with the fast bowlers, just be back of a length. It's type of pitch where you don't want to offer the drive ball.
I slightly differ, Buzzy. On a pitch like this, as a spinner, you have to entice the batter into driving the ball, especially through extra cover. If you are taking the ball away from the stumps, that's where you have a chance to pick up wickets. Good usage of the feet, but managed to hit the ball straight to the fielder.
Yeah, absolutely. Drive ball, but don't want to be giving away half volleys, which we've seen up front.
You can afford to do that, especially with the field placing. Short extra cover, and then they have deep cover. So as an off spinner, you can afford to flight the ball or pitch it up. And if you get the ball to turn a bit, that'll happen.
A little bit of something off the surface. Pakistan will like this. On the toss, batted first. Not a lot, but just a little bit maybe. Shan Masood trying to work it leg side. He's very proactive against most bowling, but especially against spinners. He likes to dominate. Exactly like that. Step down and hits it out of the park. 6 to end the 6 is 35 for 1. And Pakistan going at a fair clip. Last ball, previous over. Shan Masood steps down and smashes it over the top. Lovely straight hit.
And that's what the batters need to do on a surface like this consistently to destroy the plans of any bowler, especially on a pitch like this. Good intent shown by Shan Masood already.
About around the wicket. He's got a man on the drive. A couple of slips and a wide gully. That's where he wants to be angled back into the stumps. No room given.
Yeah, Imamul Haq making a comeback into the Pakistani side. Had a prolific county season. Was very consistent score. A lot of hundreds. And is showing. He looks very confident. Playing the ball very late. Watches the ball onto the bat. And that's the way to go.
Trying to force this through the offside. We've seen a little bit of indifferent bounce, a couple of deliveries just scooting slightly low. So the inside edge does come into play very early in this test match.
Yeah, Rabada is trying his hardest to bring an impression on these two left-handers. But they have dealt with his bowling quite aptly.
Into the onside time very well. It is pretty swift, the outfield. The practice pitches will help. And it goes to the fence. Nicely worked away from Imam.
Yeah, use the pace, allow the ball to come close to him, and then wrist work at the last moment. Earned him another boundary. He's looking good. Fetch the ball from off stump. Good footwork on that occasion from the left-hander.
Yeah, just leaking a few too many runs. Markram not getting the control that he desires. 39, run a ball. Inside edge. Down to fine leg, gets a single. Not in control.
Yeah, before that delivery, every time Imamul Haq has looked to hit the ball through covers of the front foot, he's been aiming towards the bowler down the pitch. But this time around, he tried to hit the ball through extra cover. Was very lucky to survive.
And just a conversation between the two batters, just suggesting that the ball didn't come on. All the more reason that you want to play as straight as possible. Try not to, especially with the front foot, as you mentioned, try not to play too square.
Yeah, Rabada has realized that on a pitch like this, as a fast bowler, you have to take that option of bowling the slow deliveries. The last one was a slow delivery. Good thinking.
For 1. South Africa winning 17. In Lahore, Pakistan. Just the 2 games. Different conditions altogether. Even for Lahore. Well, they just got slightly more pleasant now. Interesting from Markram that he's turned to and with the off spin. He's got Harmer as well, a very experienced off spinner, but he's gone to the young bowler first.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of watching Harmer ball in that Zanzi League. He was very impressive. The shorter format, and he's got a big heart to bowl in test matches as well. He's a wicket taker.
A 987 first class wicket, so plenty of experience. Squeezes away leg side, the ball just angling back in with the arm.
A good thing that you mentioned the arm ball, and that was the precise reason the captain opted to bowl with him, because the ball is newish, crowd seam, and that can bring effect on a batter if you bring the ball back into the left-hander from the right length and skids through. That's nicely worked away on the onside. It's a confident start for the Pakistani captain. He's been middling the ball. He's been finding middle of the bat as well. Augurs well for Pakistan in this test match.
Yeah, South Africa keep on leaking runs. Yes, it is the first session. Yes, we're still into, the 8th over of the game, but 45 for 1. This partnership almost had run a ball. Both batters finding it easy to just pick the gaps and get the scoreboard moving. They need a little bit of control to South Africa. Seen a little bit of turn so far, but Pakistan pretty happy with the way things are going. 45 for 1. Going at 5.63. Plenty of runs being scored. South Africa won't be happy with the rate that they're conceding runs. Pakistan, having won the toss, had no hesitation batting first. It's quite a dry surface. You want to put big runs in the first innings. Try and bat as long as you can. Make sure that that first innings again worked away leg side just with the angle. Nicely done at the deep square.
Yeah, the first wicket picked up by South Africa in this test match was off by Abdullah Shafi. And he got out in a familiar fashion once again. Couldn't deal with the delivery, bending in. And if you have a look at this replay again, if you turn your shoulder, you're bound to bring the bat down with the open face, and that leaves a bit of gap between bat and pad. And I'm surprised this thing hasn't been sorted by the coaches, or the batter hasn't thought about it. He has to correct the arc of the bat to be able to play the ball straight back to the bowler, not towards extra cover once the ball is pitched within the stumps.
Nicely done, just into the offside and quickly through. Super Soft Premium Detergent Powder, clean like a dream. Yeah, both batters going at a fair clip. 19 of 22 Shan, 25 of 27 Imam. Very proactive, but also the fact that they've been given chances to get boundary balls away. That one short and wide, the inside edge. Yet again, this will happen on a slow surface.
Attention to detail has to be there. Even if you're playing on a pressed pitch like this, you have to allow the ball to come close to you. They've been timing the ball quite nicely, but this time around, tried to hit the ball hard without getting into a position. Could have been fatal.
Just back to that back of a length Rabada. Rabada into his fifth over now. South Africa is playing the one fast bowler and Mulder, medium pacer, who shared the new ball. Now the workload will come on Rabada if the spinners don't make an impact. Now what Pakistan want is whenever the spinners do come on, they be positive against them. Don't allow them to bowl. That sort of be the game plan. So far, apart from that terrific delivery from Rabada with seam back in, it's been quite comfortable for both Shan and Imam. Short ball turned away.
Both the batters, they've managed to play themselves in, got their bearing right, got the measure of the pitch. First innings, big total. Holds a lot of importance, especially in a test match.
49 for 1. In terms of test match experience, very little, but Simon Harmer has been around a long time. He's played a lot of first-class cricket, so probably he'll be the leader of that spin attack. We haven't seen him yet. Meanwhile, Shan Masood just easily plays it down the ground for a single. Pakistan 50 So the loss of just 1 wicket and only 9.1 overs bowled.
The captain has asked the off spinner, experienced off spinner, to limber up. Maybe he'll be asked to bowl from the end, pavilion end, where Abada was operating. He's not afraid to flag the ball. That's a good thing. So, Brian?
Just been pushed down the ground and being able to rotate strike. Just maybe drag his length back slightly. Shan Masood, the mid-off drops right back. And that's the sort of length he wants to attack on. Shan Masood slightly tentative there.
And also the line has to be off stump. So far, both the batters have been very comfortable dealing with the deliveries pitched within the stumps. Yes, hint of turn on that occasion, but the line has to be adjusted.
Nicely bowled, slightly slower. The length is tracked back. Maybe that's the way he is to build his little spell. Markram appreciates. Huge appeal straight away. Not out is the call. Will they go upstairs? There'll be a discussion for sure.
Is he persuading the captain to go for it, or the wicketkeeper dissuading the captain? They have opted not to refer it. They felt the angle was too much.
And just gone straight with the arm. Yeah, maybe going down leg. Went quickly though. Back onto the pad. And Shan Masood just telling Imam that the ball drifted back in. There was no turn. It was the arm ball. Better over. 51 for 1.
Then over 51 for 1. Comes up for Pakistan. Even में हम सारे मिलकर कहेंगे पाकिस्तान पाकिस्तान Pakistan.
Just that delivery darting back in. Probably would have carried down the leg side. So good decision from the umpire and good decision from South Africa not to review. Yeah, first look at Simon Harmer in Pakistan. Experienced off spinner. Nicely bowled straight away. Imam down the track, pushed it away. Down to long off, gets a single, brings up the 50 partnership as well.
Yeah, the ball held in the pitch. That was challenging for Imam, but managed well. Starts off quite nicely with the first delivery. Harmer.
It'll be interesting looking at the pace that he bowls on the surface. Started off with 86.5 clicks, his first delivery. Bit of grip off the surface, getting a little bit of turn. Quicker that one, 90.
Substantial movement of the surface for the off spinner. Flighted and got the purchase. Beautiful delivery.
And suddenly he's creating something. This time the speed drops. He's gone down to 79. So the change in speed allows the ball just to grip in the surface. Lovely off spinner that. Down the ground for a single. A terrific delivery.
At the bounce, have a look at the bounce. Encouraging for the spinners.
Just need to be consistent in your lines and lengths. As we've seen straight away, the variation in pace slows it up. Beautifully bowled that one. So challenging over from Harma is 53 for 1. A wicket in the first over. Now this partnership is gone along quickly. So Brian round the wicket. Egotel, official mobile handset partner. Quick single, little bit of confusion. Didn't go straight away, but easy enough.
And the finger is ringing. Yeah, don't mind the line. It was the length which helped the cause of the batter. If you're looking to ball on the off stump, you need to pitch the ball up.
Just being able to get the single. Haven't yet built consistent pressure with the ball as South Africa. Sean and Imam just finding ways of rotating strike. Harmer now with a silly mid-off. Harmer now with a silly mid-off.
And the reason for that silly mid-off is this. Deviation of the surface, just enough to beat the bat. Not once, quite a few times in the last over.
Oh, lovely. Edged away. There is no gully, so just squeezes it down to third. So a couple of runs, but there's something happening with Harmer. Just his 8 deliveries, he's caused a lot of concern.
Yeah, putting a lot of revs. Harmer and getting the pitch to respond to his style of bowling.
And nice and slow that time. Imam looking for that single. Just both batters so far have been able to rotate strike, not getting stuck at one end. Decent crowd just building. Just be there consistently. Harmer will do that. Very experienced bowler and various pace, but mostly his length should be very consistent. Down the ground, wants a single, quickly across. This is what Pakistan have been doing well.
Yeah, not only a bit of turn he's extracting from the pitch, but also the ball is dipping on the batter because he's getting the ball to drift back into the stumps. He's surely challenging both the left-handers. Harmer.
Nicely done. So first hours of play done. It is 13 overs bowled and Pakistan have scored 58 for the loss of 1, and it's time for drinks.
So Pakistan, they won the toss and asked South Africa to go into the field, and they've been pretty good. 58 for 1. Abdullah Shafiq, he'll be disappointed. He was the one man to get out early, third delivery of the day. So he'll be very disappointed seeing how the surface is played. But we've gathered some good information about how this pitch is going to play. Not much in it for the fast bowlers. There was initially some in it for the new ball. That was why the guy was affected. Just his third delivery of the day. Sent upstairs and proved to be going on to clatter into the stumps. After that, it's been pretty much faultless from Pakistan. And Waka Yunus is alongside me. Waka, nothing wrong with the surface. Going to be hard for the fast bowlers, and there is something for the spinners already.
Nothing new, Polly. Coming to Pakistan, it's not much for the pacers. Whatever you get is with the new ball, and Rabada bowled well. I thought he, got Abdullah Shafiq's wicket, a good delivery coming in, and that's kind of weakness he's got, and he exploited that nicely. But overall, the session belongs to Pakistan. 58 for 1, Pakistan will take it. It was a little scared early on in the first over when Pakistan lost their first wicket. We all thought that might be a little bit more for the bowlers, but it's been experience of Imam and Shan Masood, the skipper. They put up a really, really good partnership, and they're both looking good.
Yeah, 56 of 77 deliveries. The crowd is growing, and they're all searching for the shady spots because it's pretty warm out there. Just the 13 overs in that session. That over rate will improve as the match goes on, no doubt, with the amount of spin that is going to take place in this test match. A little bit of a defensive field for South Africa. Me and Waka Yunus were discussing off air. You do feel that they've both now settled in, the spinners, and that maybe a few of the fielders could be brought in a little bit closer and ask the Pakistan batters to go over the top, see if you can create just a half chance. And as we say it seems like they are actually being brought in a little bit closer. That's a good start after the drinks break. Would have loved to have been in the huddle about what the tactics are going to be going forward.
Yeah, clearly you can see so Brian's getting that confidence which he's been searching for. For first couple of overs, he was a little bit too full, and I think since Palmer came on, and he felt that he needs to bowl a little bit shorter. This was way too short and wide. And the pace was there, 90 kilometers an hour, and nicely played by Imam for 4.
Yeah, quality shot by Iman ul Haq. And this doesn't mean that you put the field back, because this is not a good delivery. You can't set fields as a captain for this kind of delivery. The one before was perfect, but have a look at that. That's short, offers up lots of width. Iman ul Haq, with all the experience and the times he's played against spin in his career, he's not going to miss out on that one.
Yeah, played it very late because the ball had pace on it, and used that pace very nicely by Imam ul Haq. A very good batter off the spin. He's on 35 or 42 deliveries. So he will look for runs every time he'll get the opportunity.
Yeah, something we're going to have to sort out as this test match goes on is the movement by the side screens. There's too many issues. I think this is about the 4th or 5th stop that we've had already. And it's teething issues, and that often happens on the first day of a test, but you would hope that they get things into gear and we don't have any more stoppages going forward. Seems to have been sorted out now. They're big side screens. There's plenty of covering there with all the white sheets. But there must just be movement in and around that's causing the issue.
Times have changed, Polly. Remember our days where there was like a small white cloth hanging?
Yeah, I always refer to Lords. Remember how small Lords one was at the pavilion end? It was minute.
I think at Lords is still there. It's the same. That's the tradition they have. But in our part of the world, screens have gone really, really big, and it's not one screen. There are 2 or 3, and then they also put a cloth on the seating behind it. See, have a look at that. That's big area which is white. So batters shouldn't have a problem unless someone's walking. That I understand. Right off your picture, you can see the background. There are like 3 screens, and then they have this huge white cloth also on top of that. So there is no dark area in that area where you're looking as a batter. Although I never had that problem. Probably you probably had, but never looked at the screen. I was just more worried of looking at the ball.
Good use of the feet, and that's a good run, well-run single. Mulder's pretty deep there at mid-off. That's what South Africa want to stop.
Since that first 6 hit by Shan Masood over the top, fielders have gone kind of deep. And even look at now, Shan Masood comes onto face the delivery, mid-off goes back, mid-on, back in the body. Even the point field is halfway. I don't understand this halfway thing. If you're bowling this length, you don't really need any of these deep. 65 for 1.
Yeah, true story. Rather let them make the play. We didn't really see a massive amount of turn when Sir Brian started his spell, but I feel like he's settled into things now. And as you're talking about, his length is better. Now you want to put the pressure on and say, okay, be my guest, hit it over the top, see if you can make a mistake.
It's the first day of the test match. You don't want to be defensive. You want to pick our wickets because this pitch is not going to get better. It's going to get more for the spinners. It's going to be more debris on the pitch or around the pitch. The spinner's going to come into play a lot more. So early doors, I think you need to pick our wickets. You need to be putting more pressure. There's silly mid-off there, and mid-off, mid-on fielder are deepish. They're trying to prevent both, trying to save single, which they're struggling to. And they're also looking for those big shots if they miscue to catch. You can't do that. You have to cover one area rather than both.
Yeah, if you can get a single to Deville Brevis, that means it's a very good single because he's one of the better fielders. He's very quick off the mark, so he may be being a little bit deep there, particularly as you'd have to hit it against the spin to pop it over his head. But I agree with you, those ones on the offside, bring them up. I think Simon Harmer's been the pick, actually, of the 2 offies that we've seen in action. No real surprise. I mean, he's come off a long county circuit, so he's bowled lots of overs. His rhythm will be good. He'll be feeling he's in good touch. And we actually saw the deliveries that he bowled slowly. The one we saw was just under 80 kilometers per hour that he operated on and got that one to purchase. He's getting the ball just to dip a touch. There's the over so far. He's decided to adjust and go a little bit slower. Spinners all work out their ideal speed for a particular surface, and you can see that when he gets it right, it's got a little bit of dip, and when it makes contact with the bat, it's not coming off like it's been middled. It's kind of just holding off that bat, which means he's getting a bit of purchase.
It's not about how much turn you get. We were talking about it while you're off air that it's about controlling the game. It's not giving easy singles away and controlling the run rate. At the moment, it's well over 4.5. So all you need to do is just bowl those maiden overs, bowl those cheap overs, put pressure on the batters. Modern day batters, they don't have that patience. They like to get on with the job, like to score quickly. So the only way you can stop that is just bowling good line, good areas, not giving easy runs. 67 for 1.
Yeah, it's such a true story. When we first started coming to subcontinent, we used to think, okay, who can spin it the most? Let's take that person. But it wasn't that. It was about who can control it the most, because there's spin in the surface or there's turn off the pitch. So being able to land it and be accurate is vitally important.
Rabada picked up a wicket up front in the first over. Then he was a little expensive. Mulder was 13 of 2, playing with the 2 off spinners of South Africa.
Yeah, he'll be grateful that he picked up a wicket, won't he? Because he doesn't know how many he's going to get as the game goes on. He's going to have to rely on reverse swing from now on. Happy with the 20 subs, But South Africa would love nothing better than for one of their spinners just to strike, just to give them a bit of confidence, create the environment, the thought process that the spinners will do the job. Some ladies moving in the crowd there, and the colour of their outfits being red is bringing a bit of attention. You need someone in one of the teams to say, come on, just get on with it. You know, really, the side screen's big enough. But the key is actually that because he's coming around the wicket on the angle, we saw a wonderful covering as Waka was explaining to you. But because he's coming from wide on the crease, sometimes you can pick up some movement a little bit wider. Us commentators give them very little sympathy when it comes to this too. It's like, come on, just get on with it. KFC, they're our official food partner for this test series. That footage is getting us ready for lunch, which is not long from now, just 45 minutes away. Short, and this one's punished just the other side of cover, and it will make its way to the boundary. Simon Harmer, who was positioned as short cover, thought, okay, it's going to go to my right-hand side, but in fact, played a little bit more with a straight bat. Nicely played by Shan Masood.
It's the pace once again from Subran is allowing Shan and Imam to hit it better. Because the slower you bowl, you have to really make the pace, and that's a little harder.
It was actually a great visual, wasn't it? That one from side. You could see how the delivery, once it came out, it was going at a particular place, but once it hit the pitch, it just stopped and grabbed. Have a look at this. It's going at a particular pace. Look what happens when it hits. Just stops in the surface. And that's why the ideal speed for the spinners is going to be so vital, and the length. If you can get it in there quickly and then it stops and just holds, that's when you're going to be the most effective. But you can't drag it down. It just sits up for the hitting. Pakistan will feel like they're already winning the small. Inside it, that you still fine. This was maybe a thought about Mutasami being introduced as the left arm spin, just as another option to have a look to see if him turning it into the lefties will be effective. 72 for 1.
Spin, but also the pace. He's bowling around about 80 kilometers an hour. The odd quicker.
We can see evidence of the amount of cricket he's played. Even when he changes his speed, he's still hitting good lengths. I mean, look at his bowling, 3.4 overs, 0 for 7. He's not giving anything away. So Brian has been a little bit guilty of dragging the odd one down and giving free balls to be put away. Used the feet and he's done brilliantly. Has Harmer there. Shan Masood has adjusted well, but deceived by the flight, and this is good bowling from Harmer.
Yeah, you can clearly tell that somebody has been playing cricket regularly, who's been in the run, who's controlling the length better than Subrian, who has not really played enough cricket. Experience is not there. What a delivery! Nicely bowled, nicely spun. Signed 72 for 1.
Yeah, made an over that from Simon Harmer, and that was quality. That was a real exceptional over. He has been out of the test setup for quite some time now, but reintroduced into the squad and showing the reason why. Got the hockey pitch, the spare cricket pitch, athletics track, looks like a soccer field on the other side, maybe a tennis stadium.
Experience, not at this level. Experience, not at this level. It's a different ball game altogether when you're playing Test match cricket.
Another example of the fact that maybe not played that much longer format cricket, red ball cricket. We've seen Simon Harmer, as we mentioned again, that he's played a whole county circuit, so he rocks up and he's primed, ready to go. We've seen a few bad deliveries from Sir Brian and Mutasamy. That last one just a full toss, but he's just settling in. You can't judge too much in the first 3 deliveries.
There are always nerves, isn't it? It doesn't matter, you're experienced or you're not experienced. Yes, when you have a lot of experience, you control those nerves better. But when you've only played 6 Test matches, coming this part of the world for the first time.
Maybe a little bit sheltered because it is warm. Fantastic to see the crowds coming in to watch this test match.
Stadium has been renovated. One-day cricket in Lahore, but not much Test cricket.
Good use of the feet and clips it through the leg side. Gotta keep thanking our sponsors, Super Asia, Pakistan's leading home appliance brand. I just get the flight perfect. There's a chance it dips. I might be able to get past him and get myself a stumping. Because watch his head. See how his head goes way over to the offside. He kind of cuts across it with a slightly open bat face. I don't think he'll be disappointed.
Yeah, he's got good drift going. When the ball is drifting, that can happen to a batter. So you come out of the crease watching the ball at a certain angle, and the ball ends up in a different place. And that's why your head goes over. And then it is kind of difficult to sort of manage. So Harmer is finding his right pace. Bases, and then it flattens out for like good 3 days.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you because obviously it's well documented the series that happened against England and how Pakistan maybe now moving to focus on the spinners. And I was going to say to you, do you think they'd be happy? I mean, it's definitely what they kind of were looking for. You can see. Yeah, it's quite abrasive and a lot of the grass has been taken off, so I think they would be very happy.
Start keeping low with so much dryness on the pitch, and the ball might just stay a little low, and the paces will come into play, especially Rabada with his pace, with the reverse swing, hit the right length and target the stumps. And I heard you talking about the field positions earlier, and I think that is going to be crucial, where you put your fielders and what plans you come out with, because it's not going to be all pace. It's going to be the cutters and of course that reverse swing, targeting the stumps.
Yeah, it's not a main road like that, that's for sure. It's got a bit more of a variation to it. But I think that was one of the biggest adjustments I had to make when you come to the subcontinent is, as a South African, you're kind of grown up and you think of getting caught in the slips as stock standard delivery. Because everything carries, there's movement, there's swing, and there's seam. And then you have to start to think when you come to sub and you get in these different pitches like this, is different ways to pick up wickets. There's reverse swing, there's trying to trap them in front, there's a guy at short mid-wicket that you can place and get them caught as they just don't get the right pace, but that's beautifully played. Very strong leg side field, just a little bit of width. And they'll have to aware of where those fielders were and just waited, a bit of finesse to pick up that boundary.
Saw these fielders practicing this morning in the slipboard and catching at their chest height and their waist height and even above their head at times. But that's when I just told them, I said, no, mate, it's not going to really come onto on your chest or shoulders. Just got to really come closer and make sure you look to catch anything which is underneath your knee. That's where you look to practice or catch. Nothing is going to come on the shoulder or at your shoulder height unless it's wide and full and somebody really slashes it. Oh, lovely delivery. Very good delivery.
I'm liking this attack from Muthusamy. He's coming around the wicket and trying to land it on the stumps and then straighten it with a very straight leg side field, very reinforced. Waiting for one of the Pakistan players maybe to play a reverse sweep. That's the option for them to try and pick up boundaries, but that's full of risk. And as I say it, it plays it, and Markram moves quickly. But this field is kind of set up. The modern cricket is thinking, okay, reverse sweep. In our day, it was like, oh, okay, now all my scoring options are stopped. I've got to defend really well. But watch Markram here. As he sees the shot, he quickly moves, trying to get in position to try and inflict a little catch if it goes airborne. But already got Shan Masood thinking differently. But there's nothing risky about that one. They're so inept these days, as you talk about the modern cricketers are playing that shot and does it brilliantly.
It becomes very difficult for the bowler to sort of get into rhythm if somebody's playing that reverse sweep with control. Shan Masood playing for the second time and this missed out on the first one because there's such a big gap, offside gap. You know, you're always thinking of playing that shot.
Yeah, the reason why they put such a strong leg side field is to make the scoring offside very difficult for Pakistan. And they want to almost make it impossible to score on the offside. But as we say, the modern cricketer will play the reverse sweep. So you set the strong leg side field, and then Shan Masood says, no, you're not going to dictate terms. I'm going to show a little bit of inventiveness and use the reverse sweep to advantage. Now it's discussion. Okay, what's our next plan? Where can we get an extra man across? And they've brought one to the offside. There's protection way on the offside, behind square on the offside. So Shan Masood has now won that battle, and now it's easy for him to work it past short leg and rotate the strike and pick up a single. And that's what he can do, because it's the one man that's come across. The protection is no longer there, and scoring on the leg side becomes easier.
Well, these tactics are more defensive rather than attacking. First day of the test match, you want to be a little bit more attacking. I understand the bowlers don't have that experience, but you're going to be behind the game if you allow these batters to carry on like that. Oh, nice, very nice. 90 for 1.
It's an excellent start by Pakistan. The pace is good, and they've not been psyched out by the pitch also. They've not played the pitch. They've been proactive in South Africa.